Hey guys, welcome back to another video I have for you guys. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Ashlyn. I make videos all about acne and my acne journey. So if you are interested in any of that, I definitely recommend to go over to my channel and check those videos out. But as far as today, we are going to be talking about the Differin Purge. Now this is a very highly requested video. A lot of people go through something called the purge when they use a product called Differin. So if you haven't heard of Differin before, I definitely recommend doing some research about it. It's basically a retinol that you can purchase at the drugstore without a prescription, which is just an easier way for a lot of people so they don't have to go and see a dermatologist and they know they want to start a retinol. But I also have a ton of other videos about Differin on my channel, and I recommend going over there and checking those videos out because I have a ton about my journey specifically. But a lot of people, when they start Differin, they get something called the purge. And if you go to the dermatologist, you might also get this from tretinoin or really any retinol in general, whether you have acne or not. So it's really important that you know how to handle your skin during these times to prevent more breakouts and irritation. Basically, the purge is a time when you first start using a retinol such as Differin. And basically, your skin starts to freak out to the product. That's basically the best word you can think of it. It's not used to this on your skin and it's very irritated. And because of that irritation causes acne, so you get a lot more breakouts than you're used to. It also brings up a lot of the acne that it was eventually going to come out anyway. So it basically brings up everything from underneath your skin and gets that out. So that's why in the first month, maybe even 2 or 3 months, you might experience a lot of breakouts and a lot more than you have in the past. And I for sure experienced this. I suffer from cystic severe acne. Not so much right now because I'm on a different little acne routine, but I suffered from cystic acne when I started using Differin. And I mean, I still have most of the hyperpigmentation on my cheeks that you can tell. So I know how it feels. I've been through it all. You can trust my tips and tricks. So I'm just gonna jump right into this video. Again, a lot of these tips I've gotten from the dermatologist, from what they've told me, and also tricks that I have discovered on my own. My purge personally lasted for about 8 weeks, which was very hard. It's really painful, and I can insert pictures if you want to see what that looked like and what that felt like. But the purge is like really painful for a lot of people, and it's really disheartening and discouraging because you're starting this new product and you just want your skin to get better right away, and in most cases it won't, and it'll get worse, and so that's just really discouraging. So these tips will definitely help you, as they did for me. If you guys have any questions or comments about these tips, or if you have any tips that I didn't mention, if you're going through the purge or have in the past, I definitely recommend to leave a comment down below about that. And it's like a whole community here, a whole different community, and a lot of people like reading other comments and seeing what other people have experienced or want to know. So yeah, definitely go and do that. I enjoy reading everyone's comments and everything, and I do my best to get back to everyone. But without further ado, I am going to just go ahead and jump right into some of the tips and tricks that I have for you guys, and I hope they help. And I got all this written down and ready to go for you guys, so get ready. So the first tip is to ease into Differin. Whether you're starting it or going to start it, I highly recommend, which a lot of dermatologists will tell you, whether you're starting tretinoin or Differin, is to ease into the product. Most of the time, dermatologists recommend to start maybe a couple times a week. When it comes to Differin, I find that Differin is, for me personally, I know for many other people it might also be, but for me personally, Differin is a lot more irritating than tretinoin. So you have to be really careful with how you handle your skin and different during this time. So basically, when you start, ease into it. So that means maybe start out using it 2 to 3 times a week. And the way that this will work is your skin basically freaks out to the product. So if you kind of like ease your way into it, it won't be like, well, bam, like in your face, literally. So that'll definitely help to calm your skin down and get ready for you to start using it a lot more. So, for example, and this doesn't apply to everyone, but this is something that might have worked for me and what I did in the past. So, what I did is I started using it 2 to 3 times a week for about 3 to 4 weeks. And then from there, after 3 to 4 weeks, I started using it just about every other day. And then after about 3 to 4 weeks of that, I started using it every day. If you get to that point where it's like too much every day, then I would recommend to just use it every other day. That won't hurt, and that's okay. The second tip I will give to you guys is to use gentle products. Like I was saying, irritation causes acne, and you want to help prevent irritation. And while you have a retinol on your skin already, it's causing a lot of irritation. So the last thing it needs is more irritation. So something that you can do to help this is to use gentle products and gentle brands, something like CeraVe, Cetaphil. You can use the different brand if you want. They are perfectly good. I'm trying to think of others. You can look at Dr. Dre's channel and see what she recommends as well. But basically, you want a gentle cleanser, a gentle moisturizer, and a gentle sunscreen. Personally, my favorite is CeraVe. Cetaphil is also really good. But also, you want to use products that aren't going to dry out your skin. So no scrubs or anything like that. For facial cleansers, I like to use, even though I have oily skin, I use a facial cleanser for dry skin because it's very moisturizing and it doesn't really dry out my skin very much. And when my skin is dry, it's going to be more irritated. So I recommend getting a facial cleanser. I personally use the Normal to Dry Skin for it's like a facial foaming cleanser by CeraVe. That one's really good. I've been using it for almost a year now. They're great. But things like that, so moisturizer too, you don't want anything scented, fragrance free. Like I said, those products are at the drugstore and they're perfectly fine. So going off of that, my third tip is to cut out any extra things that you have in your skincare routine, whether it's like a facial exfoliant or toners or masks or anything like that. I know people are often, I cringe when I watch people's like little skincare routines or Sunday care routines and they're just going ham on their face. Like they're putting all these different exfoliants, toners, masks, and jade rollers all over their face. And that's actually making your skin worse because it's a lot of stuff that you're putting on your face that don't necessarily need to be. Your skin is very sensitive and a lot thinner than other places on your body where you might necessarily can do that stuff. So I would recommend to minimize it as much as possible, down to the bare minimum. Cleanser, moisturizer, SPF. That's all you need, and Vaseline or whatever lip balm you want to use, because you just don't want to be adding all that extra stuff. I like to think of acne as like a big wound that you have. So if you have like a huge cut on your hand, you want to just be using 1 or 2 creams at a time if needed, if even that. You don't want to be rubbing it out or, putting a ton of products on it or anything because it's just going to get infected or irritated or worse. And I think it's the same thing as acne. Acne are lesions in your skin, they're cuts in your skin, and so you don't want to be irritating that any more than you should be. So I would definitely recommend to just cut out all that unnecessary stuff. And I know it's hard because a lot of YouTubers always show you like, oh, I got this new product, I got this new thing, I got all this stuff, and they're making these skin routines more and more complicated, but your your skin is getting more and more worse. So it doesn't add up, and you don't need any of that. So think about guys' skin too. Their skin is like perfect, and they use like one or two products. So that might tell you something too. They might not be the best products, but they're not like 50 different kinds. Plus it saves you some money too. So my fourth tip is moisturizer. And I have 2 tips in this one tip. So first thing is to put moisturizer on your skin right after you washed it without drying it first. So yes, you will be putting your moisturizer onto wet skin. This doesn't include the sunscreen because the sunscreen might not blend in very well. This is mostly before you're applying your retinol, like Differin or tretinoin at nighttime. So for me personally, I shower at night, and when I get out of the shower, I don't towel off my skin. I leave it damp or wet, and then right before I leave the bathroom, I put my moisturizer on my skin, and I let it sit from there, and I don't touch it. I just let my face air dry with the moisturizer on it. And the reason for that is because when you wash your face and you're using a facial cleanser or anything like that, you're removing the oils from your skin. And the water also makes it more dry. It dries out your skin. So if you apply your moisturizer onto your face while the water is still on it, right after you cleansed it, it'll help prevent what is it? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. What's it called? Oh my gosh, I've said it in so many of my other videos. How am I forgetting this? Epidermal water? No, I don't even know what it's called. But basically, it helps from preventing your skin to dry out. If I can think of the word, I'll put it right here. For some reason, I can't think of it right now, but basically, it helps prevent your skin from drying out. And like I said, dryness causes irritation, and irritation causes dryness. The next tip is to go ham on the moisturizer. If you have a good one, obviously, you want to have a very gentle water-based moisturizer, like something from CeraVe or Cetaphil or Differin or anything like that. Differin is the brand, by the way, so if I ever mention like Differin moisturizer, Differin is a brand, and they have their own moisturizer line and all of that, so they're pretty good too. But go ham on the moisturizer because dryness causes irritation. Irritation causes acne. So don't be afraid of moisturizer. It's actually really good for oily and dry skin, obviously. And it'll make your skin nice and supple. I can't talk today. Okay, next tip I have for you guys. This is the 5th tip, I think. Pretty sure. Is to stay out of the sun, and that is a perfect time right now if you are going to start Differin or anything like that. It's winter, so stay inside, and COVID's a thing too, so stay inside. Quarantine is like the best time to fix your acne and skin problems because no one's seeing you, so you can just go through that purge and not care about what other people think of your skin or anything. I mean, you shouldn't anyway, but now that's just one less thing to worry about. But yeah, try to stay out of the sun. If you do go in the sun, make sure that you wear enough sunscreen. And I'm also pointing out, which, fun fact, sunscreen is the one way to help prevent anti-aging, or to prevent aging. And that is because the sun is the number one thing that causes aging, obviously, other than aging. Like literally. But the sun will actually age your skin. So if you put sunscreen on it, it'll help to prevent that. But anyways, you want to use sunscreen even if you're not going outside. The sun rays can still get in through the windows and really cause a difference for your skin. And if you are experiencing the purge, this is not good because it's going to make it even more red, and you don't need that. So sunscreen for sure. It will not cause you to break out as long as you're using a good one. And like I said, a CeraVe one. I would not recommend necessarily to use body ones because those aren't as gentle and simple as the face ones. Those will most likely break you out even more. So when I'm talking sunscreen, I'm talking like facial ones, like CeraVe, Cetaphil. I like the CeraVe ones. Those are great. I use the CeraVe AM30 SPF one. I've literally been using that since high school. I'm pretty sure since like legit I was 15. So 5 years. I've been using it for 5 years and I love it. So it's good. And in the future, it'll help by wearing sunscreen. It'll help to prevent the hyperpigmentation spots from going crazy. It'll help to fade everything more and just keep your skin safe. And that's all we want. Okay, so next, this is the 6th tip, I'm pretty sure. You want to use maybe a silk pillowcase. So during this time when you're on Differin or tretinoin, whatever it is, and your skin is freaking out, the main tip is to prevent irritation. That is the biggest thing, because you're irritating your skin already, don't want to irritate it more. So like I said before, like air drying your face and stuff, that prevents you from rubbing your towel on your face. Even if you're patting it dry, you're putting like things on your face, like bacteria again, and rubbing it, and just dead skin cells, and you don't need that. So then when you go to bed and you're sleeping on your pillowcase, for me, I personally roll around like crazy at night. Like I wake up on the opposite side of the bed, like upside down, and so I roll around a lot, and that's a lot of friction on your face, which is going to cause more irritation. So a trick I have for you is to invest in a silk pillowcase. Silk pillowcases have a lot of benefits. You can do your research on them, but it's basically good for the hair and the skin. But in this case, it helps to prevent that irritation. One, it doesn't dry out your skin, which dryness causes irritation. Irritation causes acne. So, and then brain fart. Oh, and then it also prevents irritation because you're not rubbing around, and silk is like not that bad on your skin when it's rubbing because it doesn't really cause as much friction because it's like silky smooth. Get it? Silk. So yeah, I like silk pillowcases. I've been using them, and I have curly hair, so I mean it's quite frizzy today, but I don't care. So yeah, silk pillowcases are great. Make sure you wash them frequently, like maybe twice a week if you're going through this. You just want to prevent any breakouts and so on and so forth. So my 7th tip, if you're using Differin, you might have also heard of something called benzoyl peroxide. And benzoyl peroxide, a lot of people will suggest to use alongside Differin, but for many people, benzoyl peroxide is very irritating. And for me, it is very irritating. I literally can't even use benzoyl peroxide face wash. Like, I'm not even leaving it on my skin or anything. The next day or two, my face will be breaking out. Like, it's not cool. So benzoyl peroxide, you don't know if it's going to irritate your skin or not unless you try it, but you can prevent that by not trying it. If you're going through the purge, you're trying to prevent irritation, and benzoyl peroxide is a very strong ingredient, so I would not try to use it while you're starting out a retinol. I know a lot of dermatologists are like benzoyl peroxide because it works for a lot of people, but for some people it don't work. And if you are starting out Differin, and you really want to use it, I would suggest to use the face wash because you're not literally leaving it on your skin. To use a low percentage if you're putting it on your skin or using a face wash. Use a low percentage because science shows, which you can look it up, but science shows that if you use a lower percentage compared to the higher one, it really doesn't have any difference on the skin, except the higher one causes more irritation, which you already know the deal. More irritation causes acne, so you don't want that. So yeah, if you really want to use benzoyl peroxide, use a face wash or a low percentage, maybe once or twice a week, and you can get more into it as you exit your purge phase. My 8th tip is to start an antibiotic. If you are seeing a dermatologist, obviously you have to get prescribed an antibiotic. But if you are seeing a dermatologist right now, I would ask them about putting you on an antibiotic if you are starting to suffer from the purge. And this will just help out your skin temporarily while you're experiencing this first phase of a retinol. Because antibiotics help to reduce inflammation. It helps to prevent your skin from freaking out. And I personally really like antibiotics. I think they work really well. But again, ask your dermatologist what they think about going on that at the same time as you starting a retinol like Differin or tretinoin. And some of these antibiotics are basically the tetracyclines, like doxycycline, minocycline. I've been on both. I like them both. So yeah. And my last tip I have for you guys today is to just try to be healthy. And I know a lot of people will say this, but you know, if you're staying up late and not getting any sleep, if you're not drinking like any water all day, and you're just not taking care of yourself, your body is going to tell you that. Your body is going to be like, I'm tired, I am in fatigue, I need water, my skin looks dead. So yeah, just take care of yourself, drink lots of water. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I have any other tips and tricks, I will put them down below. But if you guys have anything else, like any other ideas, any other tips and tricks that have worked for you, or if you have any questions about Differin in general, go ahead and leave a comment down below and I will do my best to respond back to you guys as I do every single video. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy, and thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you guys next time.